What is going on, you guys? Jake back here again with another Baldur's Gate 3 video. We are looking at a mod today. The Baldur's Gate 3 mod scene has been sort of growing at a steady pace since the game's come out. There's been some interesting things come out. Today I wanted to show off two mods, one in particular though. The other one's just sort of a side piece, a little dessert, if you will. Looking at the Bladesinger Wizard mod. It's a amazing mod. Link will be in the description for it. Check it out. Basically, it adds a missing subclass for wizard into the game called the Bladesinger, which is essentially gives you a wizard, which is obviously already one of, if not the best classes in the game because of all the versatility, the damage output it can give, all that stuff. Basically, gives them some martial like melee output as well. So super interesting subclass to play, and let's just show off a little bit. So here we are in game. I'm actually going to be respecking Gale for this because obviously he's a wizard already and it makes sense. So I've actually already made the class here, but I'm going to respec here just to show you guys. The other mod that is involved here is the 5e spells mod, which will also be linked in the description. It is a requirement for the Bladesinger mod for that to be installed. We need to have that on anyway, and all that does is essentially add in cantrips and spells from D&D 5th edition that are missing from Baldur's Gate 3. So it's a super fun mod anyway. The mods, the spells aren't too overpowered. It's, you know, stuff that exists in 5e anyway, and some of them are super cool. I'm going to take quite a few of them here, even if there's other good options, just for the sake of showing them off when we get into combat afterwards. So some of the most amazing ones: Booming Blade is great, Green Flame Blade is great, especially on melee based casters and stuff. I'm going to take Firebolt as well. We get to pick some more cantrips later on anyway. As far as spells we're going to want Magic Missile and Shield are pretty sort of unanimous decisions that you want on a wizard. Mage Armor is also super important for us here as well. For other choices, let's just take some more of the new ones. Absorb Elements is good. Frost Fingers, let's take that one. Trying to pick some ones that will actually get to use Catapult, that's also good. Let's go for that one. And then ability scores for a Bladesinger wizard. Intelligence, just like any other wizard, super important. As far as anything else is important, we're going to be using a dexterity based weapon, so I'm going to go for dexterity of course as well. One thing to note about this mod, so in D&D 5th edition you can use a longsword as a Bladesinger wizard because you get to choose whether you're using it one-handed or two-handed. In Baldur's Gate you can't make that choice. If you have a longsword and you don't have something else in your other hand, you're automatically going to be using it two-handed. This mod removes that two-handed weapon restriction because of that, so that you can use a longsword. But I'm going to go ahead and not use that instead, and just use a dexterity based weapon. I'm going to use a rapier in this mod just to show it off. I just think that fits it a little bit better. It fits the vibe, it fits everything else. There's talk around somebody creating a way that you can add a toggle into the passive section, similar to like the other toggles that exist there, to choose whether you're using the longsword one-handed or not. So if that comes out, I would recommend that. Longswords are just better, but still, for now, we're going to be using a dex-based weapon, so dexterity. As far as our other skills, Constitution is also super important in this build, more so than a regular wizard, because we're going to be in the thick of it. And then for the rest of them, you just kind of divvy out the points as you see fit. I'm going to go like that. Wizard 2 is where we pick our subclass. So this is where we're going to go to Bladesinging here. So we get some more spells picks here. So let's see, is there any others that we can pick that are new? Really any that I'm going to get to show off on combat, I think. So let's just go for some other ones. And here's where we get our weapon proficiency. So I'm going to go rapier here, like I said. But basically this is part of the subclass, is that you get to pick proficiency in a weapon, and then that'll obviously be the weapon that you use going forward. So, and then a lot of the levels here are basically going to be similar to your regular wizard levels. You're going to get to pick up a load of spells. You know, as you can see, there's actually a lot more choice I have here thanks to the 5e spells mod. So I'm gonna skip through this for you guys just so that we can get to the good stuff to do with this subclass. This is worth mentioning. The Warcaster feat on this class is pretty useful, simply because you're going to be in melee a lot, and that means you're going to be taking a lot of hits, and you're probably going to need to make a lot of concentration saving throws. So having that is super good. I would take that as soon as possible if you're playing this subclass, to be honest. At level 6 with this subclass, you get extra attack, which is obviously usually something that wizards don't get. It's something that is pretty much restricted to the other martial classes like ranger, fighter, blah blah blah. So it's super cool that you get that as part of this class, because if you didn't, you'd kind of really fall off as a melee, combatant otherwise. So extra attack, fantastic. For your first ability score improvement, this is worth mentioning with this class. As you can see, I've got 16 dex, 16 intelligence. You kind of need to pick when you get your first ability score improvement, which is more important to you. Because we kind of want to get one of them to 20. You can obviously do some stuff in-game, quests, rewards and stuff like that to bump some of them up. You want to pick one of these because dexterity is obviously important for melee, intelligence obviously very important for our spells. So you kind of want to figure out which one you want to pick, which one you're going to want to play with, and go for that one. I think probably the most efficient way to do it is maybe go to 20 intelligence and put on the gloves of dexterity to get your dexterity up to 18. That's probably the best sort of scenario, but then you miss out on some of the other glove options in the game. So this is a very personal preference situation. I'm going to just bump dexterity up to 20 in this one, just to showcase the melee stuff that you get with Bladesinger, because I think that's the most interesting thing about this mod. But for actual play, it's probably more of a personal preference thing, so keep that in mind. At level 10, we get a super cool feature of this subclass, Song of Defense. Basically, when you take damage, you can use your reaction to expend one of your spell slots to reduce the damage taken. So that's super, super cool, and really helps with being sort of in the melee, in the thick of it kind of thing. So here we are, we've got to level 12 on this class. We can pick some good stuff here. Other feats you might be interested in. Defensive Duelist is actually pretty interesting on this class specifically. Basically, when you're holding a finesse weapon that you're proficient with, which in this instance I will be because of a rapier, you can use your reaction to add your proficiency bonus to your armor class, which is super cool because on this class your AC is pretty limited, because a limitation of using the class feature for blade singing the blade song, you can't be wearing armor. So adding your proficiency bonus to armor class is super useful. But you know, ability score improvements are kind of getting 1 to 20 is kind of too good. But if you have the choice, because you've got, you know, items that increase your dex or whatever, Defensive Duelist is super interesting on this build, so one I would recommend. So here we are, we have set up our spell book here. I've prepared some spells. I've been purposely picking some, other than some important ones, I've been purposely picking some that are some of the new ones so that I can show them off. I'm actually going to swap Fireball for, let's go with Mind Whip here. I've picked up some of the new ones just to show them off a little bit, but some of these are super cool anyway, and I'd probably pick them anyway. So let's go get into some combat and see what we can do. So here we are in combat, so let's get going. I'm going to purposely not let Karlach just kill everything straight away, just so that we can show off our new subclass here. So let's just sort of get some damage done here. He's not going to be able to do much here, but whatever. And that turn, and here we are. So we're not really going to... Oh, no, actually, we can show off a class here. That would be cool. So, first of all, the most important thing you get as this class for combat is the Blade Song class action. You use a bonus action. It's kind of similar to how Barbarians enter a Rage sort of thing, but it's kind of the opposite. You're kind of musical and do some cool dexterous stuff. This is the main feature of this class. This is what gives you the ability to use your martial weapons in combat and stuff like that. So let's do that. Let's show off one of these spells and Thunder Step in here. So we do that, we select ourselves, and then we teleport next to a target, and we do some damage to them. It didn't look like that actually did any damage, so I'm not sure, I didn't see it, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but here we are. So we're in combat there. Let's get some of the rest of us in here. Let's send everybody close, and then get a nice bless going on. Boom, 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 boom. Thank you, Sharp Bless Master. He can't move anymore, so let's go ahead and hit some people with some Eldritch Blasts. Nope, nope, nope. That's one thing annoying about that ability. It's a really good ability, the look of the Far Realms, but the continuous pop-ups are kind of annoying. So I'm going to actually counterspell with that, just so we can save some spell slots on Gale. And it didn't work anyway. Brilliant. So here we are. He's about to damage Gale here, and we can expend a spell slot to reduce some damage. So you can see level 1 spell slot reduces damage by 5 and increases by 5 for each spell slot that you expend. So if you expend a 6th level spell slot, it reduces the damage by 30, which is pretty significant. I'm going to go ahead and use a, let's say a 2nd level spell slot here. And I take 0 damage from that, so that's excellent. And Gale is absolutely surrounded right now, so this is going to be a great example. Karlach is not prone. Not ideal. They're not even hitting Gale, which is an interesting choice. They're going to go for the Barbarian, so... Okay. Good, she succeeded her concentration save to get Bless up. That's not ideal, he's ensnared. But we move. Or we don't, because we're ensnared. Oh, see, last time I did this fight, they didn't open that door, so we just kind of got to chill and fight those people, and now we've got all these people to sit and wait for initiative. They're just gonna go sit in the corner, I guess. Okay. Please succeed the saving throw. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so here we are. So, some very important 5e spells cantrips that you get. Booming Blade and Green Flame Blade. These increase our single target damage so well. And he misses, of course he does. Of course he does. Let's try that again real quick. There we go, 9 to 10 damage. Really nice little boost to our damage here. We're not really getting the extra attacks and stuff, which is a shame. Oof. Karlach showing off again. Good lord, what a monster. Jesus! God, barbarians are great, aren't they? Let's go ahead and stick one of these up. So you can see that they, Blade Singers don't necessarily get like the, you know, they're not necessarily the, how do I put this? They're not the strongest melee combatants, but if it just adds options, you know what I mean? Like, obviously as a wizard, your spells are going to be the most powerful things that you can do, but having the melee ability is just super cool, and it lets you do extra stuff in combat that you necessarily wouldn't otherwise. So, and having those kind of options are always great. So, you can see I'm actually not playing this very well because I purposely sent Gale in just to, you know, show off the subclass a little bit, and so he's obviously getting targeted by everybody right now, which is not ideal for him. And now obviously everybody's slowed, so this is ideal. The AI is playing way too well for me to show off this subclass. But frankly, in the area of the game I'm in right now, I cannot be asked to find somewhere else to do combat with, because it does just sort of...
No surrender.
God, the running when you're slowed is so funny. Legit. Okay, so what else can we do? Let's show off the Booming Blade here as well. There we go, 35 damage right off the rip. We're slowed, so we're not getting to show off too much here, but still, excellent abilities here. We lost Spirit Guardians, so let's just throw one of those up again.
Still on my feet.
I'm actually going to use my action surge here just to get these guys off the board, because they're kind of annoying me. We should kill that guy and then get the Grey Weapon Master one on this guy. Boom. Gun 4. Sorted. Should probably pop a heal on Gale, actually. Is that another slow? Jesus Christ. Oh, good job, bud. Good job, bud.
Please help me.
Jesus, how many slows do they want to do? Like, one is enough, man. Okay, right.
Save me. I cannot take much more.
Let's throw in a big mass healing word here just to get Gale back on his feet a little bit.
Gods, it's hot in here.
And let's get
Cry about
Karlach in here sorting these guys out.
Mistra real.
Okay, some other spells that we can show off. The Steel Wind Strike. Ah, we were too far away. That's unfortunate. And he is still ensnared. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's try Rollothim's Psychic Lance, shall we? 9%. Oh, it's because I'm immobile. God damn it. Okay, Chain Lightning maybe 70%. That'll do. There we go. Not slowed anymore, and instead Strike is gone as well. Ideal. Let's get him in there. Can we drink a potion on this fella? He's looking a bit biggy. No, I've run out of all my actions. Okay. Let's do a nice level 3 one here. 0 damage. You can see how that really does just make you so much more survivable, you know. Let's do one of these. Okay. Let's just get some of these guys going, shall we? Ah, this is nearly the whole fight. Bang. Extra attack. Bang. And then the final kill. What shall we use for this guy here? Let's do Sword Burst. That's another new spell. There we go. So you can see you can get to do some cool stuff, especially with that. The subclass gives you options. The 5e spells gives you options. Honestly, some of the coolest stuff I showed off was from 5e spells, but that's probably an unfortunate timing of having to have that installed at the same time. And honestly, it kind of proves the point of what the wizard is. It's an options, you know, kind of class. You get the most options in the game to approach any situation. You know, change it if you want to be melee focused, like I was here. Change your spell book to be all melee focused spells, like the cantrips, Booming Blade, Green Flame Blade, the ones that teleport you into places and do damage, or teleport you to people and do damage. You know, there's this spell over here called the one I didn't get to use, Steel Wind Strike. Basically, you get to target a creature and teleport to that creature and do a load of force damage to people, which is obviously amazing. And it gets you in there, lets you do some more attacks afterwards. Hasting yourself is something I didn't do in that fight, which is something that, you know, hasting anybody is going to make them amazing. This Thunder Step spell, teleporting in, doing damage. You know, it's just the amount of options available with 5e spells is great. It's highly recommend that. And the Blade Singing mod, awesome to just get another wizard subclass, another subclass for the best class in the game. So yeah, how could you really say no to that? So appreciate anybody watching, really appreciate that. Check out the mods, links for all of them in the description. Shout out to the creators of those, because obviously doing an amazing job. And other than that, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be streaming, probably will have already started when this video goes up, because I'm actually doing it, starting it tonight as of recording this video. I'm going to be doing the streams for the Tactician, Jack of all trades stuff. That's going to be super cool. So subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notifications, don't miss the streams. That'd be really sick of you. And other than that, just have a fantastic day. Peace out, everybody.